had a dream. What's good, y'all? Lonnie Appleton. If you have a couple of minutes, I have a dream to recount. This morning, and I was in the middle of conscious and art. I don't know whatever stage of sleep it was. I'm not quite sure what stage it is, but I was consciously aware enough to remember the dream. I usually don't remember my dreams unless it's a vision, but I don't remember it usually. But I remember this one. Dre took me somewhere. I was in the car with Dre. He wasn't taking me anywhere. And he let me out the car and he said, I have to keep going this way and you can take the bus back home. I have no idea why that happened, but that's what happened. And we're off a baseline, and so I'm like, okay, that's just a straight shot down. There's only one bus to catch. I'm sure I'm smart enough to figure that out. Smart. I was trying to say smart and evolved at the same time, and it came out as small. Anyway, so I go to the bus stop, and I go to the wrong bus stop, and someone's like, no, the actual bus stop is the next one. And I know that part is me expressing a fear, because when I was younger and I used to catch the bus, I would always be afraid I'm at the wrong bus stop. So I experienced that anxiety in my sleep, and I think that's what that part was. And then when the bus shows up, it's actually a van, but there's like all these people who need to get on this bus. I hop in the front seat or the passenger seat and I say, hey, because I don't know where I'm going, you know. I say, hey, do you go to such and such? And he's like, yes. And I'm like, well, how much is the fare? And he's like, $20. And I'm like, dang, okay. And Dre had given me $20, and so I gave him $20. But then other people start getting on the van bus and they're giving him $2 and $2 and, you know, small dollar quantities. And I'm like, why did you charge me $20 when you're charging them $2? And he said, if you don't know, you don't know. And when you don't know, people can take advantage of you. And I was like, give me my $18 back, Jack. But that was the message, wasn't it? If you don't know, people can take advantage of you. Knowledge is truly power. And if you're going through life with the same knowledge that you had yesterday and you're not making any attempt today to learn something new, not just anything, but something that will progress your life forward, you can get taken advantage of. And being taken advantage of isn't necessarily something on a small scale. Oh, they charged me $20 instead of $2. Your entire life could be being taken advantage of and you have no idea. My first relationship, he was taking advantage of me and I had no idea. It wasn't until one day I was sitting up watching a Lifetime movie, yelling at the screen, and I stopped and I thought, I was like, that's me. I saw myself on the screen. That was the moment I woke up and I realized that I was in an emotionally abusive relationship. I was in a financially abusive relationship. And here I was thinking I was in control. There's a difference if you choose with all the information and you're in it because you don't understand. But the other person does. So gain knowledge. You gonna learn today. What's good, y'all? I'm Lonnie Appleton. If you have a couple of minutes, I have a couple of messages. I think I figured out why things are always happening. Let's think about how we learn things. Do we learn from being told, or do we learn from experiencing? Me, myself, I'm hard-headed, so I need to experience. Somebody could tell me, don't do that. You're gonna burn yourself. Don't do that. You're gonna hurt yourself. And I'm still gonna creep over and try to touch it. Ow! Oh, and that's most of us. Now on the spiritual side, we all came back to this earth in this lifetime to have an experience. Experience means to experience. Our soul, I believe in reincarnation first and foremost. If you don't believe in reincarnation, this message might not be for you. I believe that we are two parts. We are soul and spirit. Soul is the old part that goes from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime to lifetime, collecting information. The spirit is the part of you that is the identity. My spirit is Lonnie in this lifetime. My soul is probably Agatha or Bertha or some old name. Hattie. My soul is definitely Hattie. So Hattie and Lonnie linked up in this lifetime to have an experience. Lonnie's out here bumping her head, and Hattie's just along for the ride like this fool. But Lonnie's able to be guided by Hattie if Lonnie actually listens to Hattie. But Hattie is also youthful compared to other souls, even though I consider myself, and I've been considered an old soul. Hattie is still learning. If Hattie wasn't still learning, Hattie wouldn't be here. Because I also believe once your soul has achieved all the knowledge that it's supposed to achieve, then you go to the great space in the sky. Or wherever the great space is. I don't know. But you stop incarnating. Maybe. The world may never know. But the point is, in order for Hattie to learn what she needs to know, Hattie needs to experience this life. Lonnie's just bumping around, fumbling in the dark, but Hattie's gaining knowledge to take with her into the next lifetime. Lonnie's having a freaking fit because she doesn't understand what the heck is going on. Why the heck do I keep having these problems? And meanwhile, Hattie's sitting there with her notebook and her pen like, So that's why we experience things in our lifetime and why we think things keep going wrong and why do things keep happening to me. Because before you came to Earth in this lifetime, you made an agreement. These are the things that I need to learn in this lifetime in order to evolve to my next level. But our spirit doesn't know that, but our soul does. So if our soul and our spirit could get in alignment, we can go through these experiences purposefully. I am now in a space where I understand everything that I encounter is a lesson for me to learn. If you want to learn compassion, life is going to present you with opportunities to learn compassion. So the sooner you get on board, the sooner you end your suffering. Let's talk life cycles, y'all. What's good, y'all? I'm Lonnie Appleton. If you have a couple of minutes, I have a couple of messages. On the back of my previous video, I thought it was important to explain why we constantly go through the same thing over and over again. Like I said before, the only way that we learn is by having experiences. Our soul needs it. Our soul cannot go into its next lifetime fully equipped if we just brush over and glaze over the knowledge that we need to attain in this lifetime. But more of that in the previous video. What I want to talk about is why we cycle through. Cycle is secular, which means round and round. We're going in circles, y'all. And the only way that we get out of that loop is if we learn the lesson. But a lot of us fight it. We don't understand that there's no such thing as problems. This is something I figured out probably a decade ago. Now I still I get sick of problems. But deep down I know there's no such thing as a problem. A problem is just a learning opportunity. A problem is just something you have never encountered before and now you have to encounter it. And you can either choose to shut down in the face of the problem, or you could choose to boss up and figure it out. Therefore, it is not a problem, it is a learning opportunity. It's only a problem if you choose to shut down. But guess what? Round and round. It's coming back, and it's probably gonna come back harder. Because I think it was Jeff Foxworthy or whatever that comedian's name is. Here's your freaking pebble. Here's your freaking stone. Life is going to continue throwing pebbles at you, and if you don't get the message, then God's gonna send a freaking boulder your way. I have lost everything in my life at least twice. 3 times for sure. Goddamn bed bugs. That's a whole nother story. Just know I had to throw my entire life away. Just put that bitch on the curb. Anyway, I've lost my entire life 3 times, so clearly what I'm supposed to be learning, I was supposed to learn it 2 times ago. And didn't pick it up until the 3rd time, I hope, because Lord knows I don't want to lose it again. But there's a difference in loss, too. Are you losing because you're changing and evolving and you're creating a brand new existence for yourself so everything must fall apart? Or are you losing because you're not paying attention and here's your motherfucking boulder? The past were definitely boulders. Any loss I experience going forward is definitely me manifesting a new reality. And in that respect, all this can go. But if you're not purposefully manifesting and you're starting to lose stuff, that's your boulder. This is you going through another cycle at a higher level. And it's not just losing stuff, that's just what I was talking about. But if you realize you are having the same experiences over and over again, and you realize every time you experience those things, you're shutting down instead of going into it head on and trying to figure out what's going on, so you do not experience this again, it's because we're supposed to go through life, and we're supposed to go through lessons, and we're supposed to learn. And if you're choosing not to learn, you're choosing to repeat. Because when you came to this lifetime, you had one agreement made. And until you fulfill that agreement, round and round.